It is time. It is time to rank my top 10 hardest levels I found to be hard in Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, you guys. It is about time. No pun intended. No puns intended on it's about time, because get it? It's about time that we do that. Do my ranking of my personal hardest levels I found to be difficult in Crash Force About Time, and basically, well, it's about time as well that we do a ranking of a brand new game. So, hey everyone, yes, we're here for Margaret, and we're back to a new Crash Bandicoot 4 About Time video, and today we are on my top 10 hardest levels I found to be hard in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. So let's begin, shall we? Number 10, at the number 10th spot, at the very top, is Dragoning On. Now the reason I put this on, of course, my list is because, well, it's kind of not the level itself that's hard. What is hard is, of course, that I find hard about this level is, of course, not dying, right? Not dying. And making sure you don't break all the crates, because not only is this level hard for not dying, this is also the level where you have to maintain and contain the blue gem. Yes, the blue gem of breaking no crates throughout the whole level, which is challenging by itself. It did take me quite a while to do. I can tell you that, but yeah. Dragoning On, it's a really, really good challenging level, but definitely is hard. It is kind of hard if you're trying to maintain, especially that perfect relic, that perfect run relic, which I still haven't gotten in this level, but still, it is going to be difficult. And getting to the flashback type, too. Making sure you get to the flashback type can be absolutely pain. Well, all levels that are hard, getting to the flashback type can be a challenge, but I definitely have to put Dragoning On just for this, really. But still, a really amazing level. Just hard trying not to die in it, especially maintaining that perfect relic, like I said, and getting the blue gem is kind of the challenge. Number 9 is Run It By You. Yes, Run It By You. Again, it's one of those levels where it's kind of very hard to get to the flashback type without dying a single time. But the hard part, those at the beginning is not the hard part. It's the hard part at the end of the level with the jetboard. Oh, dear me. That jetboard section is a pain. Especially getting all the crates can be just so annoying, right? Like, you could just, I can't explain it, but it's just so difficult. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so difficult, but especially trying to get all the crates without doing the trick, right? Where you can, like, go backwards, and you can actually, if you turn backwards, you can actually slow down, and you can actually hit the crates, which I find to be easy. But if you're not doing that, oh boy, you're gonna have a real fun time with this. But overall, the level is really good. It's just mainly the end part. Mainly the end part with the crates can absolutely be an absolute pain. But especially with the jetboard section, which mostly with the jetboard sections can be hard either way, of course. And the beginning part can be annoying too, but not as aggravating as the end part. And also fake crashes in this level. The 8th spot is Out for Launch. Yet, it is, of course, one of my favorite levels in the game, but it also can have that difficulty, of course, which I will save, of course, my favorite levels for a separate one, of course, but this is just ranking some of the hard ones, of course, that I found to be kind of difficult. And that is, like I said, out for launch. The first level of kind of the Gasmoxian level, after we see, of course, everybody getting absolutely disgusted, except Dingodile, which on the cutscene was found entertainment, including Oxide with Trophy and his female alternate dimension self. But really, the hard part can be is not dying. If you want to complete this without dying, oh boy, you're really going to have to time your jumps perfect, especially the wall jumping. Which sometimes I can find the wall jumping to be a little bit hard. And you gotta look out for these alien oxide creatures that electrocute the floor. But overall, this level is not bad, but it also can be if you're trying not to contain that perfect relic, of course. But, yeah, it definitely is a very tough level to try to beat without dying. And, yeah, better good luck with that, because this is definitely a pain. Number 7. And I know a lot of y'all are probably going to be very shocked to find this at number 7. But that is Sipping Error. Yes, Sipping Error is actually at kind of the top of the list, not even at the bottom. Like the top 5, top 3, it's not even at the bottom of this. Surprisingly, I know, I'm kind of surprised that, but I actually found the other levels after this to be way more difficult than this one, but this is definitely one of the hardest Cortex timeline levels, in my opinion. That and seeing double in the crepe escape can definitely be a pain, but this level, if you want to beat it without dying, oh, you're going to have a fun time with that. Especially getting that perfect relic and basically doing it without dying to do the death gem. Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun time. It'll be a fun time for you. But I definitely had to put this on the list. The number 6? Yeah, number 6 spot has to be Crash Landed, which, if you do not know, is a little bit of a reference and a callback to one of, if I'm not mistaken, to one of the cancelled Crash games called Crash Bandicoot Landed, if I'm not mistaken. And at the beginning, do y'all recognize those crate placements? Well, that's actually the same crate placement on Snow Go in the second game, which is really a real cool callback. Now this level, the beginning's not that bad. What is kind of hard is, of course, the blue gem section, right? But also, the thing that is definitely hard is when we get to ride this adorable little creature. Basically, it's polar all over again, right? It's kind of polar, bad control kind of thing all over again. It can be, I don't know what's up with the animal riding mechanics in Crash 4. It just doesn't seem to be very right to me. I always seem to have a hard time controlling the animals, right? I don't know why. I always seem to have a hard time controlling the animals in Crash 4. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not used to them yet. Because remember, this is a new game, new controls, new mechanics, so maybe that's the case. But overall, this level's just spot on great. But mainly it's just, what I find annoying is, of course, the end bit where you have to ride the alien kind of creature, pet, whatever, at it. But like I said, not that bad. Number 5 is the snack world, or, well, the first level of the snack world. Oh, I got some stuff to say about this. For one, doing this without dying, oh boy, this is gonna be great. Or that's gonna be a fun time for you, isn't it? Second, it's just difficult. And most importantly, Z. Basically, it's just trying not to die is the main part of this overall. Number 4, of course I have to put the crepe escape. Of course, right? Of course I would have to put it. I mean, why wouldn't I not put the crepe escape? I had so much of a problem in this level. How can I have not put it in my list? How can I have not put it in my list of the... Mainly, all of Cortex's portions is a pain. Especially with the relic, but of course I'm going to save the relics after. In a separate video. What is hard? Of course, both Cortex's section, but you know what's even harder? Basically, the chase sequence to the airship of Cortex's. Yeah, where you have to jump on all the luggage stuff is going out, but also you have to make sure if you want to collect all the crates, you're gonna have to be very quick, but try not to miss any either, which can be very hard too, because you're not gonna want to miss any. Number 3, we are now entering the top 3 now, with Cortex Castle, the final level in the game before you reach Dr. Cortex, the final boss. And oh boy, a lot of y'all are probably not surprised that this is not at my number 1 spot. I am pretty surprised, but also I'm kind of not, just because, well, this level is not as bad as you think as well, but it is still hard. Being the final level in the game, it's before you get to the final boss, is definitely can be very paining, especially at the end segment where you have to quickly swap between the quantum mask, like from the quantum mask. But I just love this line.
What is it? Am I seeing double? Embryo, quickly! Revoke this fraud's hologram access! No, Embryo, I'm no fraud. I'm from the future. You must listen to me. Embryo, do you not recognize your own master? I'm the real Cortex. No, Embryo, I am. Ding dong, ding dong! Oh my, sounds like the doorbell. I better go see who it is.
Yeah, I absolutely love that moment, because Brio just makes an excuse to get out of the way of that crazy conversation. And like I said, the end segment is a nightmare. Especially when I was trying to get the flashback tape. Oh, it was a nightmare. But I somehow managed to get it after. But overall, Cortex Castle is a fun final level of Crash Force about time. But not quite number 1. Number 2. Seeing Double. The final Cortex timeline level that you most likely have done if you've done the others in order. Basically, where future, this present time Cortex. Basically, I could just say 2020 Cortex. The year 2020 Cortex has to make his way to stop and to capture the 1996 Cortex. from creating Crash, basically. And, well, it is definitely the hardest Cortex timeline level I've ever done in the game. And to end off this one, before we get to the number one, let's just do this, sorry.
Masquerade as me, will you? Well, I'm you from the future, you idiot! I'm not an idiot! You're the idiot! Idiot! Get him!
My number one is basically all the polar section. Yes. Oh, polar. Oh, polar. You had to be so difficult, didn't you, polar? Oh, polar. Oh, polar. We're talking about polar. We are talking about. He had to be a big, difficult problem, you guys. And this, to me, is definitely the hardest level I have played in Crash 4. It's about time for me. Basically, you're riding on Polar and you gotta do a chase sequence with Cortex. But, oh boy, this level is definitely a real big challenge if you want to collect all the crates. Oh, you're gonna have a big time with this one. A big time. But that will conclude this top 10, you guys. I do hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you have all notifications turned on so you won't miss a single video from my channel. And what do y'all think of my list of my top 10 hardest levels I found to be definitely the biggest challenge in Crash 4? It's about time. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree with my list? Do y'all not agree with my list? And please let me know y'all's list in the comment section. I would love to know. And I just cannot wait to see what levels are in store for us in Crash Bandicoot 5, you guys. Right, I cannot wait to see what levels are in store for the future Crash mainline games, especially Crash 5. So that will conclude this video. And like I said, let me know what y'all think. So take care, in the next video.